Leicestershire collapse under pairs pressure. Worcestershire host bottom side Leicestershire at New Road this week. The two sides separated by 21 points at the foot of the Division 2 table. Weather-assisted draws for both last time out saw them tread water and start to fret about being cut adrift from the top 5. It was the visitors who won the toss and chose to bat, but their hosts made the first breakthrough. Azhar never really got going and had his pads wrapped by Pennington early in the day, out LBW for 1. The other opener wasn't far behind him, outcaught by Ali off the bowling of Morris for 24. And Ackerman was soon following them back to the dressing room too. Barnard this time with a wicket, a straightforward chance taken by Pollock at first slip. It was getting worse before it got better for the Foxes. They'd at least made their way beyond 50 when Hill fell LBW for 23 to Morris. This certainly wasn't the situation 17-year-old Rehan Ahmed would have hoped for when he was handed his debut, but there he was, with a job on his inexperienced shoulders, and he'd soon lose his partner too. Mulder outcaught by Baker with a stunning grab. Leicestershire now 51 for 5. It was Ahmed's turn soon enough. Ito ended a catch to Pollock in the slips and departed for a 7-ball duck. They managed to avoid further damage before the break, but there would have been plenty of head scratching over lunch. The Foxes in a whole heap of trouble. Swindles and Mike mounted a rebuilding effort after the break, the score starting to look much healthier, even if they were down to their final 4 wickets. They almost made it to 3 figures, up to 97 when Swindles popped one up, taken by Haynes, a first pairs wicket for the on-loan Yorkshire all-rounder Matthew Waite. They'd added just 1 run when Mike was Waite's second victim, bowled for 17. In the week, Callum Parkinson replaced Colin Ackerman as Leicestershire's 4-day skipper. His captaincy was already off to a horror start, the number 10 striding out to try and save his side, but he could do little else than watch on as Barnes was bowled by Baker for 1. Parkinson and Chris Wright fought back as hard as they could, and they tipped the score beyond 100. They were looking to take it as far as possible. They were soon the most effective partnership the Foxes had put together, and with back-to-back 4s of the bowling of Pennington, the 11th wicket was worth 50 runs, an admirable late fight back. The captain was the last to fall, out for 22, caught by Pollock of the bowling of Barnard. Leicestershire dismissed for 148. The batting card made for pretty sorry reading. Number 11 Chris Wright top scored with 27 in his lower order partnership with the captain, who'd done well for his 22. The pairs were well on top with the ball, Barnard at the forefront with 3 for 45. Worcestershire's opening pair of Pollock and Libby emerged after the break, the latter getting them off to a quick start as they romped their way towards 50 runs after a little more than 10 overs. But with the score on 48, Libby would depart LBW to Mulder for 17. Azhar single took them to 50, but they'd soon be 2 down. Pollock, out for 32, caught deep in the leg side by Barnes. The 2 early wickets proved to be a blip for the pairs, who built on the platform worth a third of the Foxes' first innings total and strolled their way towards 3 figures. Azhar was the one that got them there with a boundary off Barnes, and Haynes replied with a 4 of his own. Mike fired through the offside to bring up the 50 partnership. Ali calmly pushed Parkinson for a single to bring up his 50, scored off 71 balls. The pairs were now just 7 away from parity for the loss of just 2 wickets. Another Ali boundary took the 3rd wicket to 100 and moved Worcestershire beyond 150. They now had a lead, and it was worth 11 at the end of the day. Ali unbeaten on 60, Haynes into the 40s too. Another horror day for Leicestershire, and Worcestershire had taken full advantage. An innings victory could certainly be on the cards. They'll hope to get enough on the board tomorrow to not have to pick up their bats again.